Hello and welcome, fellow subscribers and other racing fans. Today with the Aston Martin GT3 at Silverstone, setup 101. Why are we doing this? ESL on Sunday at Silverstone. One of my weakest tracks, contradictory to one of my strongest tracks last week with Bathurst. So let's see what we can do around here. I already practiced a little bit, so some changes we can do right away. Also taken from my Spa setup. You might have seen it on Project Cars setups.eu. I uploaded my Aston Martin Spa setup there, and well, actually it was quite fast. I can do 214.2s, 214.3s with it. So okay. One change we will do already is the brake balance. I already noticed 60 is a little bit too front biased for the fast corners here in Silverstone. So I reduce it to 57, and I will also, let's just keep the traction control slip for now. I will eventually increase that. I think Downforce, another thing I already know from Spa. I used 0 and 2 there. That was quite nice balance for the car, and we will use it here as well. Next thing, Camber. We will reduce the camber later, but things we already know. Using the right height, yeah, to a minimum. That will give us an advantage for the corners. Might have faster corner speeds with that, because COG, the center of gravity, will be lower with that 5 millimeters. It's not that yeah, it's quite much actually. That's what I wanted to say. So we will do this, and what the bump stops, we also will reduce the bump stops to 15. That proved to be good for an overall bump behavior for the car. The high bump stops in default just they just stiffened the car unnecessarily, and they didn't really much to having better bump behavior. Also, we will soften the fast bumps a little bit for the curbs here in Silverstone and for turn 1, so the car doesn't get too loose over these kind of things. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much okay for now. Acceleration lock, probably we will reduce that, yeah, later. 5 liters of fuel again for ESL. Obviously for tracks, for racing you need more fuel. It's just because we have no fuel consumption whatsoever. Okay, that's it for now. Let's go out on track. Test these settings. See what we can do here. World record is 157 something. Our plan at the end is to get low 58s. And for now I think we'll end up with 59s. Feels quite nice over the bumps. I never really know when to brake here. How to brake even. There are 1000 lines you could take. And in here, not the best. Control is taking away some power and torque. Aero is better to spin, isn't it? Maybe first gear for this plane. Okay, you definitely need the brake, engine braking down. Also first gear here, I think. Oh, the off-throttle behavior is much too unnecessary right now. I'm glad it's too wide of a line there. Gear is fine here, however. I need to use more throttle in the corner, so get more speed through the corner. Not a solution. I tried to just gear in, turn in more rapidly, so get a certain instability in the car, the better turn in. However, that didn't work too well, I think. Remember in the Aston, lifting up not too late. Not turning in too late. Oh, V12 engine, much power and torque, however only in the low RPMs. So it doesn't do too much. I'm very late and have this engine. Not so useful. I think I always miss the point where I had to go off on throttle there. It's a little bit late. Or quite far off track. Oh, he's quite nice actually right now. Hope we don't destroy too much of the Already nice balance. Late on the turn in there. Well, a 59.6, that's 6/10 of my time from yesterday. Almost the same setup. So, well, looks like I'm not too fast today. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's more about setting up the car, isn't it? Okay, brake mapping, we will reduce it to 5, so we get this better turn in on off throttle situations. Gears are fine. The acceleration lock can be safely reduced. The traction control did so much work right now. We will change that a little bit. We will reduce acceleration lock to 21. That's a value I used before, so that should be quite okay, I guess. And therefore we will increase all. So 9 is default, 15 is most, so we take the middle, 12% for now. Okay. What else can we change? Bump stops not matter too much right now, so. Okay. We will change the caster though. The car is prone to get a little twitchy. The situation where you brake a little bit too hard, and I hope to cure that with a little bit higher caster values. I also used this at Spa and it helped quite much with the stability of the car. Also, we have generally too much understeering, but that doesn't come from the weight bias, I think. We will try it out. We will try it with a very rear biased weight now. And then we will also try the complete opposite with a very front biased weight distribution. Okay. Let's just try it right now. We will drive an outlap and then see how the weight bias influences are with that. Long way through the lane here at Silverstone. Immediately feel the differences from traction control and what is it called? Limited slip acceleration. If add a little bit more turning there. Sorry viewers, I had to make a cut there as I got a call. You might have heard the phone ringing, yeah. So, where did we stop? I think I just made a test drive. See if our traction control and differential settings were good. I think they were. If I remember correctly. Yeah, car feels good. Ooh, I also feel much better now, since I had a wonderful meal in the meantime. Oh. Ah, see, the traction control is working so much there. I don't like that. It takes away some torque and eventually power. I think I have to brake earlier. We will reduce traction control usage even more, I think, yeah. What we will also test is reducing the tire pressures. They are kind of at the limit anyway, so... No, not the tire temps are on the limit. And if you can see, after 2 or 3 laps I have 110 degrees anyway. That takes away so much grip. Oh, I don't know. Going up with the pressures isn't an option, I think, because they are already so high. I mean, 2.2 bar. The middle strip is... Oh, it's almost too hot anyway, so going higher would reduce the grip even more, I think. So what we will try is reducing the pressures to 2 in the front, and in the rear I guess we go to 1.9 to keep the right balance and see if that changes anything. Okay, what else did you want to change? Traction control going up 1%. Now limited slip, we go there to 20%. So going down here and going up with the traction control. Contradictory settings once more, but the balance of the car is okay. I just want to reduce the use of traction control, yeah, because it takes away so much torque. Okay, that's okay. Well, camber, I think I will reduce the rear camber a little bit. What do we want to achieve there? We want to achieve more oversteering in some corners, so see if that brings anything. For example, in the corner before the last chicane, before the pit entry. So nice behavior there. Could also reduce the rear downforce 1 click, however we'll leave that for another change later. Okay. Let's go out on track. Really difficult today to set up this car. Partly because track is very consuming on the tires. I mean, as soon as the tires starting to get too hot, the car behavior changes, so it's, that's a huge problem. So what we should do is doing everything not get the tires so hot. So what do you usually do against that? Increasing tire pressures. What else? Oh, that really helped in this corner, I think. Reducing the camber probably and decreasing air pressures. What else? More room for the suspension to work, so higher ride height, softer suspensions, so the chassis can work a little bit more and it's not the tires who have to do all the work. Wow, I was too fast there. That's why I got huge oversteering. There's a fly who doesn't let me. You know that when there are bit flies or other insects just want to get on your nerves. I think reducing the tire pressures were the best thing to do here at this point. I don't know why, but thing in road cars. Maybe it's even in real life, you know. You get more grip out of less tire pressures because the contact patch from the tire to the street is bigger. That was me going up the line. However, you usually should have the disadvantage of hotter tires because the tire is moving more in itself, rubbing more, but it doesn't seem to have as negative consequences. We're shooting the corner a little bit. Let's drive another clean lap. I got much better turn in now, that's why I was kind of overshooting, or not overshooting, cutting in one. No, I was too slow. A lap before I was too fast for the corner. Too slow here again. It's hard to find the best balance. Okay. Was quite a nice lap, 1:59. I think reducing the tire pressures was the right thing to do here. What I also noticed, brake ducts a little bit too closed. And almost 700 degrees Celsius, which is well, on the peak it's okay, yeah, but they shouldn't go over that. And after 4 laps, I think they will go over that. So I'm opening the brake ducts to 85 now. Brake balance is quite nice. Maybe we can go to the rear even more, but we'll see about that. Now, tire pressures, I will reduce them even further until we get to a point where we think no, tires are making us slower now. Okay. Now what else do we do? I think we will also increase the traction control slip to 15% now. Maybe we can go even without traction control at the end of the day. Good. I also think about increasing the final drive. There is so much torque, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And on the longest straight, I think that's the Hunger straight. If we want to overtake cars, we are pretty much too high on the RPMs right now if we want to overtake someone. Maybe I will putting the final gear 1 to the right. The end. Okay. Now, what else do we want to try? We want to try to reduce the camber altogether. Right now are at 2.4, so we try to reduce that. That's just a try. I mean, we reduced that to 0 before, so we will try that again and see if that makes us faster. I doubt it, to be honest, because Silverstone is a track where the corners and the corner speed are quite decisive. However, it's a try. Try it. Try it. You can feel the car is a little bit more unstable now. Especially under braking. You see, the end of this straight is going down already, so if you're in a slipstream, it's totally possible. For example, behind an SLS, you don't have the horsepower to overtake the car, although you are in a slipstream. braking a little early. The first sector was quite okay. The rear's coming around now. We're taking a little bit more curb now, in the hope that brings us better sector times. Our braking power got a little bit better. Oh, and I was braking too late. Not sure if that better braking is due to brake ducts being more open, and the brake temperature is a little bit colder, or if it's due to the tire pressure. Be both. Obviously lap times from the third lap ongoing will not fall down. Tires are too hot now. So we did a 1:58.8, which is 1 second behind the actual world record time. We are still not quite there where we want to go. The tire pressures, I think they are okay now. Don't want to reduce them even more. That would be a little bit too much, I think. What we can do now, using the limit, is the deceleration lock. So we get a little bit more turn in on the off throttle. It is needed, it is needed. To see if that helps us. Also, a thing I want to try is reducing the rear downforce by 1. We are at 0 and 1. Could help us in a fast-paced corners, so let's see. Okay, we will reduce the acceleration diff by 1. I think it's still too oversteery on throttle. I don't have the best feeling with my feet on the pedals, so I'm often smashing the pedals. And honestly, here on this track I get so much power oversteering of that. Let's try again. Today will be a longer episode, it looks like. Really hard to set up this car, but I said this before. Really feels much better with 90 degrees tires, obviously, than with 110 degrees. Okay. See, it partly happened due to the downforce being reduced in the rear. Rear came around on the braking. Let's see if that's thing which will happen in every corner now, or if it will actually help us. Okay. Oops, got some lag. Well, that was a slow first sector. Too late on a turn in. Oh! It got throwing me around. Yeah, I think 0 and 1 destroys the aero balance completely, so I will revert that setting. Sadly, I will also give in and let the traction control work a little bit harder. Quite annoying to have this stupid little slides every now and then. Okay, what else? We will try to set the weight bias to the front and see what happens then. I don't understand this anyway. It says 51 in the front and 51 in the rear. Okay. 50. Well, it doesn't really make sense. I thought it was one setting then. But no, I understand how it works. Yeah, 50% is between front and rear, so we put it 51 to the front. That helps us with the turn-in. Could also be that the tires are too much loaded with too much weight in the front, so they won't work at all anymore. Usually you should get better turn-in, so less understeering. However, if it's too much for the tires, of course this reverts to the complete opposite. Honest, I don't feel too much difference. Oh, I got legs again. Sorry about that. Not sure what is happening today on my PC. Again, maybe that's a track. I hope during live streaming that won't happen. The post because of that. I think I make a short cut here, so we see in the garage. Hey, back on track. I hope the reason for the legs is now gone. Let's see. Good. I'm not yet satisfied with our changes. Not satisfied, guys. Not satisfied. For example, this one. I will increase that again to 21%. That's not it didn't work. Yeah, just simple as that. Didn't work to reduce it more and more. We have to rely on the traction control, it looks like. Or we do it with our foot. Good. Next thing we will do. Increasing rear sway bar. I did this as a last resort at an Imola setup in this car and it helped me greatly. Yeah. It didn't make the car too unstable. However, I got better through the corners. So we will increase that to 26. After all, Camber, we will try... No. We will keep it at -1 and after our next drive we will try it with 0. And we are putting back the weight bias to the rear. Go. Off to another try. Yeah. I think the weight bias setting has to be in the rear. That's better. More weight on the rear is better in this car. Strangely, I saw this in many cars. The rear weight bias is better. Just can floor the throttle a little bit earlier and the car is more stable under braking. Might be a tiny amount, but really helps from time to time. Also, I already feel that our sway bar change did pay off. Car just feels more agile. Maybe we will give it one more sway bar tick. One stiffer in the rear. Yeah, that feels better. Although I was off track now. I'm always too late on the turn in there, strangely. Too early on this corner. Besides all setup changing and stuff, I have still huge potential on this track, to say it differently. But I've also said I'm really slow on this track. Less exercise. I guess my line is not okay still. But I'm really not sure if I can get better without any help. So I already asked Jet Pistol, maybe you know him. Really fast guy, maybe he knows what I have to do. Get faster. That feels quite good right now. Also, the tire pressures, although being really low right now, we didn't cause the middle strip to get colder or something like this, which is a common thing happening. Okay, what we will try next is to just remove the camber in the front. if that brings us anything. I was close. I was too far off track there. Lost at least 1 or 2 tenths, now on the straight even more. Too late. I was sliding around. Awful last sector. Awful last sector. Okay, generally we try to use the front tire pressures even more. Now rear sway bar, oh, there it is, 27. We keep the camber, I guess. What we will try nonetheless, we will try to take a softer suspension. Let's just try it. It's because I think the tires have to work too much on this track. And basically, with a softer suspension, I want to give them some breathing time, yeah? I hope that with this change, tires get not as hot, the grip increases. Generally, that could mean that our corner speeds are getting a little bit slower. Because the car is rolling a little bit too much, but we'll see about that. I think the changes won't do too much. Suspensions seem softer. You can tell by the behavior on the curbs. A little bit more forgiving now. Doesn't feel hugely different. I got lag again. Oops. what should I say, turn in got a little bit better. That's why I was cutting the corner there. It feels more stable with this kind of setup. Yeah, I think the suspension was a good call, although maybe a little bit contradictory to what we usually need. A flat track like Silverstone. I got legs again. I think that lap should have been my best lap, however with the leg it won't be probably. But I think we did quite good. Messed up the middle sector. Yeah. I think that lap would have been faster than our previous fastest lap, so I say this was a success. Okay. I think for now that is everything I can do here. We will do some last changes, try it out, and then we will be closing the setup 101. First of all, I will explain what we changed. So, starting with the tire pressures, we put them down to 1.8. Reason for that is they were overheating massively with 2.2 setting, and we couldn't see anything better with higher tire pressures. You would usually see cooler tires with more pressure, however that actually didn't do anything. We reduced them to get more grip in the hope that we have less mini slips and slides and stuff like that, so we get down the tire temperatures with that. That didn't work as well, but we get more grip in general with less tire pressure. So we just leave it at 1.8 for the 4 or 5 lap ESL race. For longer races, when tire consumption, tire wear plays a role, you should put them up to 2 bar in the front and 1.9 in the rear. That would be my suggestion for Silverstone. Brake balance, quite important. Put it down 3%. No, actually in between I put it down to 56, I think. So we put it at 56 here. That helps with braking into faster corners. With the default 60% setting, you always had some understeering in the mid of the corner, and we didn't like that. Also, I increased the brake ducts a little bit because in the last sector we did have some hot brakes up to 700 degrees Celsius, which is not what we want. We wanted to peak at 650 degrees. Traction control, after increasing and decreasing, I think with 12% we found a setting which helps us and doesn't take away too much of the power of the engine. So 12% for me it is. Downforce 0 and 2, which were values out of experience for Spa-Francorchamps. We already used them there and they worked quite well, and I also tried to go lower here, but it didn't work out. So 0 and 2 seems the sweet spot for the aerodynamic balance for this car. Weight bias also were a value from experience, but we did try to set it to the front and to the rear. We tried everything. It's better at the rear. You get this more traction out of it. When accelerating from the corner, you have more weight on the rear, more grip, better traction. Okay? Well, camber angle, I can always just say it bugs me that we set them as low as they are, but the camber doesn't work in the right direction right now. You don't lose too much grip in the corners if you set it down, but you get a little bit more top speed. So you just set it down, -1 in the front, 0 in the rear. It's about the same balance as we had before, when we said we have the right balance between front and rear camber with 2.4 and 1.5 in the rear. So I just set it down now to the minimum possible. It didn't change much for the tire temperatures, so good setting. What else? A caster felt really great with increased caster. Car is not as twitchy anymore. With the lowest caster 6.0 degrees, we have some twitchiness in the fast corners which change direction. Yeah, so with 6.4 that feels better. Now right height to the minimum. That's law by now. I mean 6 centimeters, it's still quite high for this car, so minimum isn't quite so low. It's okay, I think. Our last important change, yeah, and I should say what brings us that. Lower center of gravity, so should be a better corner behavior and also a little bit more top speed on the straights. Springs, one of the last changes we made. Softer springs made the car a little bit more forgiving, maybe good for the races. We didn't get slower in the corners, which might have happened, but it didn't, so good settings. 1 click less front and rear. Very important to increase the sway bar and the rear. Car didn't get more unstable opposed to what it should have been. The rear should get unstable and the traction should be a little bit worse, but you don't see anything like that with this car. So we increased it by 3 Newton per millimeter, I think. Good. We decreased the bump stops a little bit, give the suspension a little bit more room to work. Not so many bumps here anyway, so we can decrease that even more to 10 millimeters, I think. We'll do this now. Try this in our last try. Oh. That's almost it, I think. Everything we wanted to change, we changed. Or did I forget anything? Let me think about it. No. Ah, yeah. I think we wanted to increase the rear sway bar by 1 click to 28. Yeah. Final drive, it's okay for a normal race. Maybe it doesn't matter if you increase that by 1 click. Well, you will lose a little bit of acceleration, I guess. Okay, so far so good. Nice changes, and we're basically finished here now, but I'll drive another lap. See if we can do a good lap time one last time. A 58 would be nice. This was our aim at the beginning, 58s. We did 158.8, so not what I hoped for, to be honest. But hey, after all. There was too much curve. I saw that coming. Damn it. Best time in first sector and messing up in the first corner after first sector. It was sad. We'll probably have not a good time, but oh, and lag again. Come on. I hope I get this sorted to Sunday when the ESL event is here. It was a little slow. After all, although the lap times are not there, I'm quite happy how the car feels now, so it should be okay. And lag again. Well, let's end this here. I hope you learned something. We changed many settings and I'm pretty sure we found a really good setup. Yeah? With a little bit of exercise you will at least do high 58s with this setup. And well, I hope you enjoyed it a little bit and hope you will be there next time around as well. So see you next time and bye bye.